We're back to the ASICS U.S. Open Wrestling Championships on Fox College Sports here in Cleveland. Moving right along here on Fox College Sports, this is 96 kilos in Greco-Roman. That's 211.5 pounds. Robbie Smith in the red singlet. He's out as the #1 seed, 24 years of age. His opponent, the big, the bad, the mean, the tough, Justin Ruiz in the blue singlet. He's 31 years of age. Ruiz, the 2005 World's Bronze Medalist.
And also, Van, he owns this tournament. He is the king of the U.S. Open. He's won 6 U.S. Open championships. The last one was in 2009. He won it last year, sat out 2009.
Sat out 2009 and won it last year.
And this is Smith's first U.S. Open final. So you're talking age and experience. Robbie Smith with a breakthrough season so far. Beat R.C. Johnson, the 2009 World Teamer, in the semifinals. And now he's got to go against basically the icon of this weight class for the last decade or so. Justin Ruiz.
The #2 seed in this weight class, Jason, Justin Millard of the Army's World Class Athlete Program, he left early.
As Zach Nielsen upended him, and actually it was the performance at the Dave Schultz Memorial International that really vaulted Robbie Smith to the top of the rankings. As Ruiz, who was ranked 1, took 5th, losing to Millard. Now Ruiz behind Smith. Smith doing a great job.
Nice turn away, nice turnout that time by Robbie Smith.
You know, we talk about breakthroughs, and for Smith to really get on that level, this is one where he's a heavy underdog. Even though he's the top seed, he's never beaten Justin Ruiz.
So we come down to the 30-second mark. I think they may have to reset that clock because it says 28.
Yeah, they will do that.
We come down to the 30-second mark here in Greco-Roman, which is the mandatory parterre. Red will be on top. That's Robbie Smith. Ruiz in the bottom position. There they go. They reset the clock to 30 seconds.
And again, this situation, scoreless. So the red wrestler will have to score. This is a forced offensive position. It is not a requirement to score if you have points going in and you actually just use this as a bonus situation, try to score more points. Robbie Smith going to try to load up. He's going to try to adjust his lock. You see Ruiz crawling forward there, and that creates friction on the hands and the mat, and it's very hard to keep your hands locked and somebody's rolling against, and your hands are just rubbing against that mat, and it's just basically burning the skin off of him.
Well, he's moving as well, and when you're moving in the down position, it's tough for the wrestler on top to actually get a hold initiated, a gut wrench in particular. As the final seconds tick away in the first period, and it will be Justin Ruiz who wins that first period by virtue of the fact that Robbie Smith was unable to turn him or do anything in the top position. So first period goes to Ruiz, 1-0.
Ivan Ivanov in the corner for Ruiz, who is training up in Boise with Ivan, while Robbie Smith, resident athlete at the U.S. Olympic Training Center, in the corner with resident coach Momir Petkovic and Sean Sheldon.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of great coaches, not just great wrestlers, but great coaches throughout the course of this tournament as well. I didn't say great coaching, I said great coaches.
Well, they've got to have a quality of coaching, great coaching to get here, you know.
Here we go.
You don't have bad coaching and produce good athletes.
Second period. First period, I got you. Second period, first period went to Ruiz, 1-0. And if Ruiz can find a way to score early before he gets to the mandatory parterre position in the final 30 seconds, he will be where he would like to be, in the driver's seat.
You know, Robbie Smith, one of the more colorful athletes at the Olympic Training Center. He's one of these guys that you get him on the screen and the media takes hold of a guy like him and his personality, can really show the depth, not just the sport of wrestling being one of these stoic, brooding type of activities, but a real fun, personable type of activity that's not just about brute strength, but about human nature. I mean, both these guys are extremely funny off the mat.
Well, they have lives away. You take Ruiz, he served a 2-year church mission in Chile. That was in 1991 through 2001. So he took a couple years there, but right now Ruiz, at the age of 31, is very, very much in his prime. And you'll see Greco-Roman wrestlers coming really into their prime in their late 20s, even early 30s.
Well, he was the top dog in 04 and 08, but didn't make either Olympic team. And the guys that made the Olympics at those weights won medals. So Ruiz spent a year out of action after 2008, took 2009 off, came back, going to go through one more quadrennium, try to get that elusive Olympic medal.
You go to Cuba, you go to Russia, you go to Iran, and you will find that their competitors are not right out of high school, or perhaps even at the age of 21. So Ruiz in the top position right now.
And he's trying to work that gut, going to try to load it to the left side. Now readjust his lock, going to drive over. Wouldn't be surprised if he baits it. Nope, loses the grip. They'll come back up to our feet,
he loses,
even though it's scoreless.
Yeah, he loses the grip, so they stand him back up again. And 10 seconds remaining. And unless he finds a way to magically score here in the final 5 seconds, this is going to go to the third and final period by virtue of Smith winning the second period 1-0.
So 2 minutes to go here at 96, and Robbie Smith, 24 years old, again another wrestler, California native. That CYC Wrestling Club, such a great job out there producing Greco-Roman wrestlers. Started at Northern Michigan before going right to the Olympic Training Center. Been there a couple of years. While Ruiz was a Husker. Wrestled college for the Cornhuskers, the University of Nebraska. And you look at his bio, and he's just got how many titles? 5-time world team member, 6-time champion.
Pan American champion. That list just really kind of goes on and on. But as I indicated earlier, Ruiz very much on top of his sport right now. But he has his hands full trying to win this national title here in this, the final third period. It was Ruiz who won the first period, Robbie Smith winning the second period. This one is for the national championship at 96 kilo. And very easily, just as the first two periods ended 0-0 without any technical points being scored until you got in the parterre position, this one could go the same way.
Well, we haven't seen any 1-0, 0-1-1-0s yet, but again, as you said, that's where we might be going, and it'll be a ball draw situation.
A lot of pummeling going on right now, and you see Ruiz trying to get in under on the right arm. He's got the wrap on his left arm, trying to pummel his way in on the right arm, but Robbie Smith does a good job of keeping him away. 1 minute remaining.
You know, Ruiz is one of the strongest wrestlers we have in our sport. And he looks as strong as he looks, if that makes any sense. I mean, some people you say they look stronger than he looks. No, Ruiz looks every bit as strong as he looks. Right now, trying to lower his level. 15 to go before we get to parterre. What's going to happen?
10 seconds remaining. No score. This the third period. Tied at 1 apiece. And we come to the 30-second mark, just as we did in the first period and in the second period. This is the ball draw. And our official will make the draw.
Now this case blue, and Ruiz has to be on top. Has to. This is not a choice situation. So he has the score here. Now if you're ahead in classification points, or excuse me, technical points, then you get a choice, top or bottom. If it's even and you go out of the bag, you have to score. Ruiz trying to work that.
He's trying to turn him, and he rolls him through. He gets the exposure. He picks up 1 point. Takes a 1-0 lead. He used that strength. Got the exposure off of Robbie Smith. 10 seconds remaining.
Robbie Smith yelling over the bench that he wants to challenge. And Ruiz going to counter and get 1 more point.
He picks up the additional point, does Justin Ruiz.
So it'll be 2-2. Looks like it's going to be 4. Is that going to be your final? Well, score's irrelevant, but it's going to be 4-0, Van.
All he needed was 1 more point than Robbie Smith. He got that, managed to get another couple of points after that, and won the third period 4-0 and wins the 96 kilogram national championship. Justin Ruiz, your national champion. 96 kilos.